Hey everyone, here we are back again with another Mezco 112 collector review, this time of the Superman, the Man of Steel figure, which comes in this big metal tin box. This thing, for my money, is the Superman figure to own. There's I mean, you'll see what all it comes with, but it is about as quintessentially Superman as you can get. One of my absolute favorite figures in my collection. I can't wait to get into this thing, so let's go ahead and do that. So, real quick, just getting into it, here's Superman and the accessories and the bubble. I forget what you call this. It just in the package. You can see it comes with a ton of stuff, and there's even more under all of this. Yeah, this thing is incredible. I love it so much. So here's Superman out of the package, just standing straight up and down, no fancy poses. Yeah, this thing is great. The head sculpt especially is so John Byrne, which is one of my favorite Superman artists ever, I think. The costume looks great for the most part. I do wish that the symbol, the chest logo, was a little bigger, a little less just kind of printed on, and then the cape doesn't tuck quite as well as I'd like it to. But neither of those things are deal breakers in any way, because the rest of it is just so good. Although I will say, on camera, just looking at it here, the red is very orange, and it doesn't look like that in person. Not sure what the deal is with that, but besides that, I think it looks great. Alright, so let's get into accessories. We'll start with the several heads. So here we have kind of stern Superman. We have heat vision Superman. They're not on the top. We'll get into those in a second, but there's little heat vision effects that just plug into the face there. Here's another heat vision Superman that's just supposed to have his eyes like glowing red. Here's like a shocked. Here's like a little. Here, let me get out of the light here. Just a little smirk. Then here he's angry. And then here, so this is like this little display case thing for the different types of kryptonite. Got yellow, red, white, blue, and of course green. Green being the biggest one, goes right in the middle there. And the little glass domes that go over them. Here we have the Phantom Zone projector. These are little magnetic bullet ricochet effects. Oh, whoops. They're magnetic and they stick to his chest, which is really cool. And then the different hands, you got gripping hands, you got kind of clenched action hands, some wide open hands, and then the straight, flat, flying hands. And then under here, you got these are the heat vision effects. It's kind of a wide blast. This goes on the end of these for like, if it's hitting something. You have a Starro that fits right over his face. These are like punching effects here. Here's the Black Mercy, which is the alien plant that puts you in like a trance, seeing your greatest wish, basically. And then, of course, your standard Mezco stand with the Superman logo on it, looking really clean, and the flight stand. So next up, we'll talk about articulation real quick. It's nothing crazy, but it's effective. Pretty standard for most Mezco figures, I think. So you got a little bit of a... so you got some decent articulation here at the ankle. I thought maybe there was swivel at the boot there, but there's not. And the knee bends pretty much all the way, as much as you'd want it to. You get pretty decent kick forward. Not as much kick back, but, you know, it's enough. And then you got the ball hinge here in the hips, so that turns, but you do have some hindrance due to the costume. And then you got two joints in the torso there, so down in here and up in here in the chest. So you get about that much crunch forward. Whoops. About that back. Pardon me, guys. And then, so the neck is on a ball down in here. And then the head sits on a ball right like that. So you can look up like that, down like that. The only issue is that it doesn't sit especially snugly on the neck, so it comes off really easily, but it stays on without any issue, really. Arm comes out that far. Got a swivel, but again, it's a little hindered by the costume, but not enough for it to be an issue, just in terms of getting good poses. Elbow, like it's a double jointed elbow, so it bends all the way in like that. And then you got a ball hinge here for the hand. Pretty typical stuff in terms of that range of motion, you know. And then of course it rotates fully. Oh, come on. The arm won't go down. There we go. It was turned. Yeah, that's Superman. And then, of course, the cape is wired on the outsides, like that. See? And it holds poses pretty decently, but you do want to be careful not to get too crazy with it, because it's not especially well secured to the costume. And that's Superman. I'm gonna reserve the accessories and stuff for the photos at the end. I'm gonna take probably more photos than I usually do to balance out the lack of video in this one. But yeah, I love this figure. The Batman Year One figure from Mezco that's coming out later this year will look incredible next to this. Especially considering that Year One and the Superman Man of Steel by John Byrne were DC's like reboot of the characters back in the 80s after Crisis on Infinite Earths, so they're kind of tied to each other in that way. So I can't wait to get that guy, that Batman in. I'll definitely be doing a video of that when I do get it. That's supposed to ship in, I think, Q3 of this year, so hopefully here soonish. Really looking forward to that, and like I said, I'll definitely get a video of that when that comes in. But yeah, so that's Superman. I really love it. I hope you guys loved the video, or at least somewhat enjoyed it. If you did, leave it a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you're not, and